I never thought my life could change in a single night. Ethan, dinner's ready. Mom's voice floated from the kitchen. I shoved my laptop aside, finishing my last email. I'll be there in a minute, I called back, though I wasn't hungry. Not really. Dad was already at the table when I entered, reading the evening paper. Late studying again? He asked, lowering his glasses. Yeah, just catching up on assignments, I said. Mom smiled warmly at me, the way she always did. Don't work too hard, honey. You need rest. I nodded, trying to shake off a creeping unease that had nothing to do with school. The house felt too quiet tonight. After dinner, I wandered into Dad's study to grab a book. That's when I noticed it, a yellowed envelope tucked behind a row of dusty files. My curiosity got the better of me. I pulled it out and unfolded the paper inside. The words made my stomach drop. I can't keep pretending anymore. Meeting you tonight will change everything. I've never felt like this before, Caroline. D. I froze. My hands trembled. D who? I whispered to myself. Mom had never mentioned anyone like this. And the handwriting, it wasn't Dad's. I heard footsteps behind me. Ethan, what are you doing in here? Mom's voice sounded casual, almost too casual. I found this letter, I said, holding it up. Who is Daniel? Mom's face didn't change. She took a deep breath. Oh, that? It's nothing, sweetie. Just some old nonsense from years ago. Old nonsense. My voice cracked. It's from last year. It's in your handwriting. Mom waved her hand dismissively. You're imagining things. Really, Ethan. Go get ready for bed. I didn't move. Mom, why would you write something like this? Why hide it? She sighed and placed a hand on my shoulder. Sometimes adults have complicated things to handle. You're too young to understand. Her calmness made my blood boil. Too young. I'm 22. I deserve the truth. Dad's voice came from the doorway. Caroline, leave him alone. It's late. I turned to Dad, eyes wide. Dad, why didn't you tell me? Why let her? Ethan, enough. Dad's tone was sharp, authoritative. Go to your room. Now. I stormed out, slamming the door behind me. My mind raced. I couldn't believe this. My parents, my perfect life. Maybe it was all a lie. The next day at college, I barely heard my professors. Alex noticed my distraction. Yo, you okay, man? I shook my head. I found something at home. A letter from Mom. It's... Whoa, slow down, Alex said. What kind of letter? I pulled him aside. An old letter, implying she's involved with someone. Dad knows about it too. Alex's eyebrows shot up. What? Ethan, are you sure? Could it be a misunderstanding? I wish it was, I muttered. I can't stop thinking about it. Sophie appeared beside us. Ethan, what's wrong? I handed her the folded letter. She read it carefully, then looked at me with wide eyes. This is serious. You need to confront them, but carefully. Don't jump to conclusions yet. Carefully. I laughed bitterly. I trusted them my whole life. They betrayed me, Sophie. How can I be careful? She placed a hand on my arm. I know it hurts, but losing your cool won't help. You need evidence, not just a suspicion. I nodded slowly, though my stomach churned. I couldn't just ignore it. Something inside me was shifting, like the ground beneath my feet was cracking. That night, I tried talking to Mom again. Caroline, we need to talk. About the letter. She looked at me with a tired smile. Ethan, please. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. I was young. It's over. Forget about it. Over? How can you say it's over? I demanded. You betrayed my trust. Both of you. Dad's voice came from the hall. Ethan, she's telling the truth. Stop accusing us without proof. I clenched my fists. I saw the letter. I read the words. You can't just tell me to forget it. Mom shook her head. I can and I will. Go to your room before you regret saying more. I retreated silently, but my thoughts were anything but silent. I sat on my bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to process everything. The parents I loved, the people I trusted most, were keeping secrets, secrets that could destroy the life I thought I knew. I opened my laptop and typed a message to Alex. Something's wrong at home. Need advice. Urgent. Minutes later, his reply pinged. Call me. Now. I grabbed my phone and dialed. His voice on the line was a lifeline. Ethan, talk to me. I don't know what to do, Alex, I admitted. I feel like my whole life, it's a lie. First step, he said calmly. Breathe. Then think. We'll figure this out together. Sophie's text followed immediately. I'm here too. Don't let them isolate you. We'll help you get the truth. I leaned back, gripping the sheets. My world had tilted, and there was no going back. The illusion of my perfect life had shattered, and somewhere deep inside, I felt a fire ignite, a need to uncover every secret, every lie, no matter the cost. For the first time, I realized trust could be deadly. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. "Ethan, are you coming downstairs?" Mom called. Her voice sounded normal, but my gut twisted. "I'll be there in a minute," I muttered, pretending to scroll through my phone. I noticed Dad pacing in the study earlier, phone pressed to his ear, whispering. He hung up fast when I peeked inside. I muttered under my breath, "What are you hiding?" Later that evening, I was in the living room when a text popped up on Mom's phone. She left it on the couch. She hadn't noticed. "Meet me tonight. Don't tell anyone." I froze. My pulse quickened. I stared at the words, then grabbed my own phone. I typed a quick message to Alex. "Something's weird at home. Call me." A few minutes later, his voice came through. "Ethan, slow down. What's going on?" I whispered. "Mom, there's a message. She's meeting someone. I can't explain it all over the phone." "Whoa, okay. Don't jump to conclusions. Breathe." "I can't. Something's wrong, Alex. I feel it. Then just stay calm. Don't let them see you panicking." I hung up, heart racing. I paced my room, glancing at the door every few seconds. Every creak, every footstep made me tense. That night, I couldn't sleep. From the hallway, I heard voices raised, Dad and Mom arguing. "I told you, this isn't the right time." Dad's voice was low but sharp. "You promised, Richard. You said you'd handle it." Mom snapped back. I pressed my ear against the door. My hands were clammy. "What are you two talking about?" "You heard nothing," I whispered to myself. The next morning, I tried to confront Dad. "Richard, what's going on last night? You two were arguing." He sipped his coffee slowly, eyes on me. "I'm not sure what you're talking about." I frowned. "I heard you. I know something's wrong." He leaned back, calm. "Ethan, maybe you're imagining things. You've been stressed about school. You're reading too much into it." I clenched my fists. "I'm not imagining it. I hear things." He sighed, almost pitying me. "Listen, son. Sometimes we see shadows where none exist. Trust me, there's nothing to worry about." "Nothing to worry about?" I repeated. "Last week you were on the phone secretly. Mom got a message about meeting someone. And now this argument. How is that nothing?" He raised an eyebrow. "Messages? Arguments? Ethan, sometimes adults deal with private matters. That doesn't mean it affects you. You should focus on your life, not ours." I shook my head. "I can't. I feel trapped. Like everything is a lie." Dad's expression didn't change. "Feeling trapped is part of growing up. You'll learn. But right now, worrying won't help you." I stormed out. "You don't get it." I shouted, but no one followed. At college, I ran into Alex. "Man, you look like hell. What happened?" I sat on a bench. "It's my parents. Something's off at home. I don't know what's real anymore." Alex frowned. "Ethan, you can't jump to conclusions. Just observe, don't act on guesses." "Got it." "I don't know if I can," I admitted. Sophie joined us. "Hey, Ethan. You look pale. Are you okay?" "I'm fine," I said, forcing a smile. Then I added, "But maybe I'm not. I feel, I don't know, betrayed? Confused." Sophie nodded. "I see it. Your parents, they're not what they seem. But rushing into it could backfire. Be careful, Ethan." "I've been careful," I muttered. "But every step I take makes me feel worse." She placed a hand on my shoulder. "Trust your instincts, but don't lose yourself. We're here." Back home, I started noticing other things. Mom disappearing for hours, Dad always in the study. Their secretive glances at each other. Hidden texts. My world felt smaller, tighter, suffocating. "Alex, I can't handle this alone," I whispered over the phone. "You won't," he said. "Sophie's got your back too. Just collect proof, don't confront without it." I paced my room again, trying to calm my racing mind. Proof, but what if I find something worse? The thought chilled me. I sank onto the bed, staring at the ceiling. Everything I believed about them, is it all fake? Later, I tried to talk to Mom again. "Caroline, why have you been disappearing? What are you hiding?" She smiled softly, like nothing was wrong. "Ethan, you're imagining things. Adults have lives you don't understand. Trust me, it's nothing to worry about." "Nothing to worry about? Really?" "Last night, I heard you arguing with Dad. And the messages, the secrecy." She shook her head. Arguments happen. Messages are private. You're overreacting. Go rest. I clenched my jaw. Overreacting? Mom, I feel like I don't even know you anymore. Her expression softened, almost maternal. I know this is confusing, but you're not ready for all of it. Someday you'll understand. I left the room, heart pounding. Someday. I don't know if I can wait that long. On the phone, Alex's voice came through. Ethan, breathe. Don't confront them further tonight. Observe, take notes. That's your strength right now. I nodded, even though he couldn't see me. I will. But I hate feeling powerless. You're not powerless. Not really. Sophie's text read moments later. Will help you see clearly. You're not alone. I leaned back in my chair, staring at my reflection in the dark window. My trust was cracking. My home, my parents, everything I thought was safe, it was all falling apart. But at least I wasn't completely alone. And maybe, just maybe, that gave me the tiniest spark of hope. I never expected the proof to hit me like a bullet. Ethan, can you come here? Mom's voice was casual, but something in my chest tightened. I entered the study. Dad sat behind his desk, scrolling through papers. Mom was by the window, arms crossed, calm. What is it? I asked cautiously. Caroline smirked. Just some bills, honey. Nothing you need to worry about. I stepped closer, noticing the spreadsheet on the laptop. Bank transfers, dates, amounts. My heart sank. Every deposit meant for my college fund gone. Diverted. To a single account. Mom, what's this? I pointed to the screen. These transfers, where did my money go? She tilted her head, feigning innocence. Ethan, that's business stuff. Adults manage finances in ways you don't understand. I don't care if it's business. It's my money. My tuition. And it's going to him. I shook, pointing to the name on the screen, Daniel Pierce. Mom's eyes didn't waver. Daniel? He's just a friend. It's complicated. I laughed bitterly. Complicated? You stole from me. From the person you swore you'd protect. Dad spoke up, calm, almost too calm. Ethan, calm down. Accusing without understanding doesn't help. I whirled to him. Don't you dare act innocent. You knew. You let this happen. He sighed, rubbing his temple. We made decisions, yes. But they were for reasons you wouldn't understand yet. Trust me, Ethan. Trust you. I shouted. You stole from me. Both of you. Mom stepped forward. Ethan, listen. I didn't want to hurt you. Daniel, he helps us. He's important. Important. My voice cracked. Important enough to ruin my life? Important enough to lie to me every day. Dad shook his head. Ethan, anger won't solve this. You need to step back. Step back. I spat. After years of trusting you? After believing you? You've destroyed everything. Mom's tone softened. Honey, you're overreacting. It's not as black and white as you think. Not black and white. I laughed bitterly. Every dime of my future gone. And you call it not black and white. Daniel Pierce. His name burned in my mind. I had seen his glossy business cards, the mansion he'd shown Mom, the way Dad smiled whenever they spoke. I hated him instantly. I can't believe this, I muttered. I trusted you. I loved you. And you. Ethan, Dad said firm. Enough. You're letting emotions cloud your judgment. Think before you act. I shook my head violently. I don't care about thinking. I care about betrayal. I care about the fact that the people who raised me lied, cheated, stole from me. How could you? Mom's eyes filled slightly, almost pitying. You'll understand someday. Life is messy. We made choices to survive, to maintain. To maintain. I interrupted, voice rising. To maintain your lies. You made me a victim in my own life. Dad's jaw tightened. Ethan, calm down. We are your parents. That counts for something, doesn't it? I laughed, bitter and hollow. Parents? You're not parents. You're con artists. And Daniel? Daniel? Stop naming him. Mom snapped, her calm gone. This isn't about him. It's about you being unreasonable. Unreasonable. I screamed. I'm the one who got robbed of everything I worked for. I'm the one you betrayed. They exchanged a look. I didn't care anymore. Rage consumed me. I grabbed my jacket and stormed out, not knowing where I was going, only knowing I needed air, distance, escape. The city streets swallowed me. Neon lights blurred as I walked aimlessly, my mind a hurricane of anger, betrayal, and disbelief. Every laugh of strangers felt like mockery. Every couple holding hands, pain. I had trusted my parents more than anyone, more than myself. And they had used me. I sank onto a cold bench in a quiet park. My hands trembled, my chest heaving. I whispered to the night, "How could they? How could they do this to me?" Memories flashed. Mom tucking me in, Dad cheering at my games, smiles that now felt like masks. Every happy memory poisoned. I pulled out my phone. Alex's name appeared. I hesitated, then dialed. "Alex. They my parents, it's all gone." "Whoa, slow down, man. What happened?" "I found proof. Mom, she stole my college fund. Sent it to him." Dad knew. "Both of them." Silence. Then Alex spoke, steady. "Ethan, breathe. First, stay calm. You're not safe to confront them again tonight, right?" "No. I can't face them. Not like this. I just walked out. Then stay out. Get clear. Think. We'll figure out the next step. You're not alone in this." "I feel empty," I admitted, voice shaking. "I trusted them my whole life. Every word, every smile, lies." "You'll get through it," Alex said. "We'll help. Just survive tonight." I walked the streets until the sky lightened slightly, tracing the riverbanks, the bridge, the empty avenues. Alone. Cold. Furious. I didn't sleep, didn't eat. Every step reminded me how powerless I felt, how my entire childhood had been wrapped in lies. When the first bus rumbled past, I realized I had made a choice. Somewhere in the depth of rage and betrayal, a thought formed. I can either let this destroy me, or I can fight back. I sat on a curb, knees hugging my chest. I have to do something. I can't just let them get away with this. Not them, not Daniel. Not ever. The city awoke slowly, indifferent to my heartbreak. I breathed in the cold morning air and whispered to myself, "This ends differently. Somehow, it ends differently." And for the first time in hours, I felt the first spark of determination. I couldn't stay idle any longer. The betrayal had opened a wound too deep to ignore. I called Alex first. "Alex, I need your help. It's bigger than I thought." "What do you mean?" he asked, concern in his voice. "My parents. Mom and Dad. They stole my college fund. Sent it to Daniel Pierce. I have proof, Alex. And I want them to pay." "Whoa, okay. Slow down. What are you thinking?" "I don't know yet. But I need a plan. I need evidence, leverage. I can't just confront them blindly again." Alex sighed. "All right. First step, gather everything you have. Screenshots, bank statements, letters. Then we organize." "I already have some," I admitted. "But I need more. I don't know where to start." "You start with them. Observe, take notes. Don't act without confirmation. Sophie can help too." I sent Sophie a text. "Meet me at the cafe. Urgent. Bring your eyes and brain." She replied immediately. "I'm on it. See you in 10. When they arrived, I laid everything out, screenshots, letters, transfer records. Sophie leaned in, scanning each detail. "This is bad," she said softly. "But it's good you have proof. Now we need a strategy." Alex nodded. "Step 1. Confirm everything before making moves. Step 2. Understand Daniel. He's the key. If we hit him, Mom and Dad crumble too." I clenched my fists. "I hate him already. I've never even met him, but I hate him." Sophie gave a small smile. "You're not alone. But anger isn't enough. You need thinking. Precision." "Agreed," I muttered. "We move smart, not fast. If I act rashly, they'll manipulate me again." That night, I wandered the city, thinking. My mind churned with plans, revenge, and anger. I realized I needed someone who could help me dig deeper, someone clever. The next day, I met Lily Thompson at a small downtown cafe. She had piercing green eyes and a notebook full of scribbles. "You're Ethan, right?" she asked. "Alex mentioned you. Something about a family issue." "Yeah," I said cautiously. "I need help. My parents stole my college fund. Sent it to a man named Daniel Pierce. I need information, but discreetly." She raised an eyebrow. "Interesting. Why me?" "You're an investigative journalist," I said. "You know how to uncover things without raising alarms. I need that skill." Lily considered me for a moment. "And you trust me?" "I have to," I admitted. "I don't have many options. Alex and Sophie help, but I need someone experienced." She smiled faintly. "All right. I'm in. But we do this carefully. Legal lines exist for a reason. We don't cross them unless necessary." "Understood," I said. "But if Daniel's planning more schemes, lives could be ruined." Lily's eyes narrowed. "Then we move fast. Give me everything you have so far." I handed her the files, watching as she scanned each one meticulously. We can start by tracking his business, financial transfers, associates. If he's funneling money or manipulating people, it'll show. Sophie leaned over my shoulder. This is getting real. Are you ready for that? I swallowed. I have to be. I can't let my parents, or Daniel, keep controlling my life. Not anymore. Alex put a hand on my shoulder. Just remember, Ethan, revenge is a path with consequences. Don't let anger blind you. I won't, I said firmly. But I can't ignore it either. They've taken too much already. Over the next few days, Lily, Alex, Sophie, and I met in secret. We analyzed bank statements, emails, and social connections. I realized how much I didn't know. My parents weren't just hiding money. They were manipulating people, setting up schemes that could hurt others. Look at this, Lily said one evening. Daniel has accounts linked to shell corporations. He's planning something big, maybe bigger than just your parents. I leaned in. Do you mean something that could ruin more people? Exactly, she said. We need to understand the scale before moving. I felt a chill. I thought it was just about me. But it's bigger. I can't let him get away with this. Sophie frowned. Ethan, this isn't just personal anymore. You have to balance revenge with consequences. Don't lose yourself. I nodded. I know. But I also know I can't stand by and do nothing. I've already lost too much. Lily looked at me seriously. Then we planned smart. Step by step. Observe, collect proof. Wait for the right moment. We don't act until it's guaranteed. I can do that, I said, determination sharpening my voice. I won't act recklessly, but I'll make sure they feel the consequences. Alex leaned back, arms crossed. Good. Patience, precision, patience. Don't let them manipulate you again. Ever. I felt a surge of resolve. This time, it's different. I'm not the naive kid they stole from. I'm smarter now. I'll turn their own secrets against them. Lily smiled faintly. And that's why you'll survive this, Ethan. Not just survive, you'll come out stronger. As we packed up our notes, a sudden email alert popped up on my laptop. My heart raced. I opened it carefully. It was a tip. Someone leaked a transaction involving Daniel, bigger than anything we had found. A massive fund transfer, with his signature all over it. I whispered, almost to myself. So it begins. The reckoning begins. Sophie leaned closer, whispering, Are you ready for what comes next? I looked at her, then at Lily and Alex. My chest tightened, adrenaline surging. I have to be. There's no turning back now. Not after this. The city outside was quiet, unaware of the storm brewing inside me. For the first time since the betrayal, I felt a strange calm beneath the chaos. I had allies, a plan, and a purpose. And Daniel Pierce, he had no idea the reckoning was already underway. I couldn't just sit and wait. If they thought I was broken, they were wrong. Alex, Sophie, we move tonight, I said, voice low. Small things, nothing obvious yet. Daniel won't know it's me. Ethan, are you sure? Sophie asked, concern furrowing her brow. This is dangerous. Even small moves can backfire. I'm sure, I said firmly. We start with his minor deals. Delay shipments, leak incorrect reports. Nothing illegal yet. Just enough to rattle him. Alex nodded. Got it. Precision, no mistakes. We split tasks. I stayed late in my apartment, sending carefully crafted emails disguised as anonymous tips to Daniel's clients. Each message pointed out subtle errors in his recent business plans. I leaned back and whispered to myself, let's see how he handles this. 2 days later, the fallout began. Daniel called Mom's private line, furious. I overheard her from the hallway. What is it now? She demanded, trying to sound calm. This is unacceptable. Orders canceled, deals lost, my partner's questioning me. His voice, unmistakable, cut through the phone. Mom's face drained of color. I don't know, Daniel. Maybe a clerical error. Clerical error, he shouted. Do you think I'm incompetent? I sat in my room, smirking slightly. The first ripple had hit. Dad walked in later, phone in hand, pacing. Caroline, this is bad. Daniel's losing patience. We might be exposed sooner than I thought. Mom's hands trembled slightly. I'll talk to him. Don't panic yet. I clenched my fists. They're finally feeling it. Finally seeing consequences. But a voice in my head whispered, Ethan, be careful. You're getting darker. You're becoming them. I pushed the thought aside. For now, action mattered more than reflection. The next day, I met Lily at our usual cafe. She slid a folder across the table. Look at this. Daniel's internal emails. He's blaming someone, an anonymous saboteur. He suspects an insider, maybe someone close to him. I raised an eyebrow. Insider? That's perfect. He won't suspect me yet. Lily smiled faintly. Yes, but be careful. There's a line between justice and obsession. Don't cross it. I leaned back, studying her. Lily, are you holding anything back? You always seem one step ahead. She sipped her coffee slowly. I have my reasons. But for now, trust me. Focus on your moves. Daniel's arrogance will be his downfall. I nodded, but unease prickled at me. Something about her tone felt guarded. Back home, I watched Daniel's empire unravel subtly. Clients emailed him with complaints, shipments were delayed, and rumors spread. I saw glimpses of panic in Mom's texts. Daniel is furious. What's happening? She wrote to Dad. Dad's reply was clipped. Stay calm. I'll handle it. I whispered under my breath. Handle it? Too late. The dominoes are falling. Yet guilt gnawed at me. Am I becoming cold like them? I muttered to myself. Manipulating, lying, hiding. This isn't me. Sophie appeared at my door. You look exhausted. Are you okay? I'm fine, I said, though my hands were shaking slightly. It's just this plan. Watching it unfold. I feel different. Darker. She placed a hand on my shoulder. You're angry, Ethan. That's natural. But remember, revenge is only a tool, not your soul. Keep that line clear. I'll try, I said. But inside, I wasn't sure. Later that night, Lily called. Ethan, I found something. Daniel's planning a massive deal. One that could hurt dozens if it goes wrong. If we act now. I cut in, urgency rising. We act now. What's the plan? She hesitated. I need more intel. But there's a catch. This could expose your parents, too. Are you ready for that? I swallowed. I am. They've lost the right to protect themselves. I can't let Daniel destroy anyone else. Good, she said. We move cautiously. Timing is everything. I'll guide you through it. As she hung up, I felt the weight of everything pressing down. Revenge was no longer just about me. It had become a larger game, one that could consume everything I cared about. I glanced at my laptop again, reviewing the emails I had sent. Each one, a subtle strike. Each one, a ripple. Daniel's arrogance made him predictable. I couldn't resist the satisfaction of seeing it unfold. But then a thought struck me. Am I crossing the line? I leaned back, heart pounding. I can't think about that now, I whispered. Not yet. I have to stay focused. The next morning, my phone buzzed. A new message from an unknown number. Stop, or this gets worse. I froze. Who? Lily. I muttered, but the number didn't match her. Alex appeared at my apartment moments later. Ethan, you got a threat? I showed him the message. I don't know who it is. Could be Daniel, maybe someone testing me. He frowned. This just got serious. You're not dealing with a child anymore. Keep your guard up. I nodded, determination returning. I am. This is just the beginning. Karma is in motion. And Daniel, he won't see it coming. Sophie appeared beside me. Be careful, Ethan. Karma is powerful, but it can consume the giver too. I'll manage, I said, though my stomach tightened. I have to. This isn't just revenge. It's justice and survival. As I looked at the city lights outside, I whispered softly, let the reckoning begin. And somewhere, Daniel Pierce, oblivious to the storm I had set in motion, continued his arrogant plans. But soon, very soon, everything he trusted would crumble. I stood outside the office building, watching Daniel Pierce pace in his penthouse suite. His arrogance had vanished, replaced by frantic energy. The tip-off emails, anonymous complaints, and careful leaks had done their work. He's losing it, I whispered to Sophie, who nodded beside me. Finally, she said. But are you ready for what comes next? I have to be, I replied. This isn't about satisfaction anymore. It's about closure. We entered my parents' house later that day. Mom greeted me with her usual fake smile. Ethan, what a surprise, Caroline said. I know exactly what you thought, I interrupted calmly. That I'd forgive, forget, or look the other way. I'm here to make sure that doesn't happen. Dad's face tightened. Ethan, what are you talking about? I held up a folder. Proof. Every transaction, every lie, every scheme. Daniel Pierce, your secret deals, the money you stole from me. It's all here. And it's public now. Your clients, your friends, even Daniel knows it's exposed. Mom's lips trembled. Ethan, you don't understand. I understand perfectly, I said. I trusted you. I believed in you. And you betrayed me. Dad's voice was low, defensive. We did what we had to. You're overreacting. Overreacting. I repeated. Let me remind you. Your lies have cost me my future. And now the world knows it. Daniel has lost everything, Mom. Your social circle knows your deceit. Richard, your manipulations are public. Everyone sees you for what you are. Mom's face paled. Ethan, please. Don't. I'm done pleading, I said. Actions have consequences. Words don't matter anymore. I pulled out a second folder. Here's the money. Every cent that was stolen from me. I'm returning it to the rightful accounts. You can keep your excuses, but the damage is done. Mom reached for me, pleading. Ethan, I stepped back. Don't touch me. Your betrayal doesn't deserve warmth. Alex and Sophie entered quietly behind me. Ethan, you don't have to do this alone, Alex said softly. I don't, I admitted. But I have to see it through myself. We left the folders on the table. I opened the old letter I had found months ago, the one that started this nightmare. Caroline's signature on the envelope, Daniel's name scrawled inside. I lit a match and burned it. The flames consumed paper and deceit alike. I watched the smoke curl into the air. Goodbye, I whispered. I don't need this anymore. Later, Daniel called, his voice trembling. Who is doing this? Consider it karma, I said calmly. Every action has consequences. Your arrogance, your schemes, they've caught up with you. I didn't, his voice faltered. I didn't know. I wasn't. Spare me your excuses, I interrupted. You're out. Everything you built is gone. I hope you learned something from this. He hung up, and I felt nothing at first. No triumph, no elation. Just emptiness. Sophie placed a hand on my shoulder. You did it, Ethan. But how do you feel? I exhaled slowly. Satisfied but hollow. Revenge doesn't heal the pain. It just confirms it exists. Alex nodded. It's normal. You punish them, but you can't erase the betrayal. Only move forward. Lily appeared then, eyes unreadable. Well done. You executed with precision. I studied her. And you? Any hidden motives I should know about? She smiled faintly. I work with information, Ethan. That's my role. But I never doubted your intent. You've done this for closure, not greed. That matters. I nodded. Thanks. I couldn't have done it without you. Mom appeared in the doorway, face pale, tears in her eyes. Ethan, I never meant to hurt you like this. Save it, I said. Your apologies don't change the past. They never will. Dad followed, trying to speak. Son, I raised a hand. I don't need words. I need closure. And seeing you face the consequences is enough. Caroline's phone buzzed with notifications from social media, friends, clients, and acquaintances reacting to her exposure. She trembled, realizing how public her lies had become. Richard checked his email, his manipulations and secret deals now documented and circulating. Anxiety clouded his features. I felt a strange calm as I watched them unravel. The people I loved most, reduced to their own lies and mistakes. Yet, the calm was bittersweet. I whispered, this isn't happiness. This is justice. And justice doesn't feel like I imagined. Sophie leaned close. It's a start. You've reclaimed your life, Ethan. That's more than most ever get. I nodded. I know. But I've learned that even revenge can't fix what was broken inside me. I have to do that myself. Lily stepped forward. You've handled this with integrity, despite your anger. That's rare. Use that strength wisely. I folded my arms. I will. No more schemes, no more manipulation. Just clarity. Alex smiled faintly. And you've got us, Ethan. Friends who will stand by you. I looked at them, gratitude mixing with exhaustion. I know, and I'm lucky for that. I went back to my room and placed the last folder of returned money in the safe. Then I sat on the bed, staring at the ceiling. Memories of my childhood, both beautiful and poisoned, flooded me. I whispered to myself, the betrayal is gone. The reckoning is done. Now, I have to find myself again. I closed my eyes and let out a long breath, feeling the weight of months lift slightly. The fire of revenge had consumed those who hurt me, but in the ashes, I had to rebuild. And for the first time in a long time, I felt a spark of peace. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't joy. But it was mine. I packed the last of my things into the suitcase, feeling a weight lift with each item. The house that had once felt like home now felt like a cage. Leaving for good? Sophie asked softly, standing by the doorway. Yes, I said, zipping the suitcase shut. I can't stay here, not after everything. She nodded. I get it. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself. Don't let the past define you forever. I'll try, I said. But it's hard. Sometimes I still hear their voices in my head. Alex stepped forward. You're stronger than you realize, Ethan. You survived them. You survived Daniel. Now you get to build yourself. I smiled faintly. I hope so. It's just the scars don't fade immediately. Sophie placed a hand on my shoulder. They never do completely, but they remind you that you're alive, that you fought back, that you learned. I learned, I admitted. I learned that trust is fragile, but resilience is stronger. Betrayal hurt me, yes, but it also taught me who I really am. Lily appeared at the entrance, her expression unreadable as always. Ready for the next chapter? I looked at her, surprised she'd come. Yeah, I think I am. You. I am, she said. I'm proud of how you handled everything, Ethan. You didn't lose yourself, even when revenge tempted you. That's thanks to all of you, I said. Alex, Sophie, Lily. I couldn't have stayed grounded without you. Alex smirked. See? You actually admit it. That's progress. I laughed softly. Progress indeed. I think I finally understand what it means to survive without being consumed. Sophie tilted her head. And to trust cautiously. You don't hand your heart over blindly anymore. You evaluate, you protect, but you still let people in. I nodded. Exactly. I've learned the balance. I don't need to build walls so high that no one can reach me. But I won't let anyone manipulate me again. Lily leaned closer. And remember, Ethan, it's okay to accept help. You don't have to carry everything alone. I won't, I said firmly. I've learned that strength isn't just surviving alone. It's knowing when to lean on those who care. The taxi honked outside. My heart tightened, a mix of fear and anticipation. This is it, I whispered. A new beginning. Alex clapped me on the back. Go on then. Make your life yours. We'll be here, but it's time for you to take the reins. I turned to Sophie. Thank you for everything. I mean it. She smiled, eyes glistening slightly. Just promise me you'll live fully. Don't look back too often. I'll try, I said. But I'll remember. I'll remember so I don't repeat mistakes, so I stay aware. Lily handed me a small envelope. Open it later. A reminder. Something to keep your focus. I tucked it into my jacket. Thank you. I will. The ride to the airport was quiet, reflective. I watched the city pass by, the skyline familiar yet distant. Memories of betrayal, rage, and sleepless nights flitted through my mind. Ethan, Sophie's voice broke the silence. Do you think you're ready to truly move on? I swallowed. I think so. It won't be immediate, but I can't let the past dictate my future anymore. I have to shape it myself. Alex nudged me gently. That's the right mindset. You're not the same person who walked into this mess months ago. No, I said quietly. I'm not, and I don't want to be. I've learned from pain, from betrayal, from revenge. I've grown because of it. Sophie smiled softly. Then you're ready. We reached the airport, and I pulled my suitcase from the trunk. The three of them stood together, a silent support system. I'll call, I said, and I'll visit when I can. But I need this space, to start fresh, to rebuild. Alex grinned. We'll hold you to that, and we'll be proud of every step you take. I inhaled deeply, letting the cool air fill my lungs. Thank you, all of you. Truly. Lily's gaze lingered on me. One day, Ethan, when you're ready, maybe we can explore what comes next. But for now, focus on yourself. I will, I said, though her words stirred a small, quiet hope in me I hadn't felt in months. The boarding call echoed. I hoisted my suitcase, glancing back one last time. The skyline, the streets, the memories, they were mine, but I wasn't chained to them. Goodbye for now, I whispered to Alex, Sophie, and Lily. As I walked through the terminal, I felt the weight of the past lifting, replaced by a cautious optimism. Each step forward was mine alone, deliberate, purposeful. I settled into my seat on the plane, looking out at the city shrinking below me. The scars of betrayal and revenge were still there, but they didn't define me. I was Ethan Miller, stronger, wiser, and ready to reclaim life on my terms. I opened the envelope Lily had given me. Inside was a note. Trust carefully, act wisely, live boldly. The future is yours. I smiled faintly, tucking it into my pocket. Yes, I whispered. The future is mine. The plane ascended, and I felt something I hadn't in months, peace. Not perfect, not complete, but enough to know that I had survived, that I had grown, and that I could face whatever came next. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't running from my past. I was stepping into my future. And it was mine. Completely mine.